Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to day 5. Just take a moment, gathering yourself, enjoying the beautiful sound, breathing deep. And I just want you to notice within your body, within your soul, within your mind right now, how are you feeling? Did you come to this stressed, overwhelmed, happy, joyous, sad, angry? What's the feeling that you sat in before you showed up here today? Where were you in your life? Awareness is such a key to transformation and change and to healing. If you can start to recognize that you can change and heal anything at any moment by shifting your emotions, it will change your life. Start to breathe and come into yourself. Let's see your beautiful faces. All right, and if you have camera and you want to share your beautiful faces with me, would love it to see you. You get to see mine every day. So it's always so good to see yours. Hi, Eric. I love that. So I got to speak with Eric last night. So Eric is part of the Kane brothers, I call them, because Benjamin is in our programs and is starting our quantum healing training and certification, but I've never actually got to. His brother Eric comes on the calls, but I've never actually got to talk to him. And I spoke to him last night. And commitment, let me tell you what commitment looks like. Awareness, like he is working his job in his tow truck and shows up every day into this class and listens to it while he's driving around doing his work. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. And so, when you're committed to transforming your life, when you're committed to manifesting something or healing something, and this is the quick start, right? Like, it's like, how do you show up for yourself over anything else? 90% of everything is showing up for yourself. I spoke to one of my former certification students that was in our intuitive intelligence training and who has worked in some of our other programs earlier today. And I asked her, I was like, where she's had some challenges going on and some things in her life. And I said, how much time are you taking for yourself, committing to showing up for yourself? And she's like, I'm not. And I was like, well, there's everything is that, right? If you cannot find, the moment, and I know everybody on this call, everybody that's been here this week, you guys have been committed. You've showed up every day. I'm here giving of my time freely, sharing as much as I can in a short amount of time. But I can do this every day, but it's if you show up or not, right? And if you can't show up live, totally understand. Like, they're recorded, they're over on YouTube. You can go and watch them over there. I've got tons of meditations over there. I've got things like, it doesn't matter whether you're watching my stuff or whatever, but whatever you're doing, showing up for yourself is 90% of the battle. Your everything will shift and change in that. And so today, what we're going to discuss and talk about is emotion, because I feel, and I know that emotions or the feeling is one of the most important things that we can really tap into to shift our lives. And I've talked about this when we go back, right? Day 1, intention and clarity. Day 2, alignment. Day 3 was about the gap and the void. Day 4, what did we do yesterday? Oh, yesterday, the body, movement, somatic, right? Like understanding nutrition, healing, things like that. All of those things. And then today we're going to hone it in with really understanding what are your go-to emotions, right? This is how we get into what I call emotion coding. So one of the things that we teach in our intuitive intelligence training is about tapping into and shifting your and doing something, a process that we call emotion coding. And emotion coding is so powerful because you can use it with young kids. You can use it with anybody because anybody can tap into their emotions and the feelings and the colors and the things that happen around that really allow them to shift and change. But everyone has a couple of go-to emotions that are memorized in their bodies that they go to on a regular basis. And we all have a baseline that we go back to. They'll say something tragic can happen in your life, and 6 months later, you'll go back to that baseline. Or something really great will happen, and 6 months later, you'll go back to that baseline, right? We all have a baseline. And so part of the goal of learning how, when we're healing and transforming, is how to shift to a new baseline. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a couple of minutes and I want you to think about some scenarios in your life and figure out what is your go-to emotion. Is your go-to emotion joy and happiness? Like, remember when for those of you that were on the call this week on Monday, and I explained to you the situation that I walked into after staying, after my flight getting canceled and having to stay overnight in Dallas on my way back from Colorado, and walking into my home Monday morning to it being destroyed. Absolutely, like destroyed by somebody that had a party at it over the weekend, because I offer my home up on Airbnb because I travel and use Airbnbs all over the world. So I love to share mine too. And in the past, way past at this point, if I'd have walked into that, I would have had anger, or I would have been, mine was anger. My go-to emotion was anger, plain and simple. I covered up and I called it frustration. I called it a bunch of other things, but it was for sure anger. And it was anger, and some of it was my own, some of it was from my father that I learned, I had pulled in and taken in, things like that, but it was anger. And it was really clear to me that was no longer my go-to emotion, because even in 2017, so not very long ago, anger was still my go-to emotion. I just spiritually bluffed it and was like, I'm frustrated, or I get, and I would like do this thing or whatever. And this time I walked into the house and I literally just started laughing. And I was not angry at all. It just didn't show up, right? Like, it wasn't there for me. Does that mean I don't get angry? No, it does not mean that I do not get angry. So I want to be clear, but it doesn't mean that that's my go-to emotion for everything, because anger was my go-to emotion for whether you didn't answer my phone call, or whether I didn't get the text back from you, or that my house was destroyed, or I missed, or I couldn't get to my flight, or like, like I said it was frustration. I mean, like always like, oh, can't believe it. I would be struggle and frustration. I have certain clients that there's this guilt, no matter what it is, whether it's about the food that they put into their body, not calling back their friend, or this and that, they feel guilty. It doesn't matter the situation. They are always they feel guilty. Or worry. How many of your worry words, right? You worry all the time, no matter what the situation is, whether it's if your kids are, going to get to school on time, or whether you should let them play outside after dark, or if there's enough money in your bank account. Yours is worry, right? What is yours? Because when you can shift that core emotion, you're going to be able to really shift your life. So I want you to all take just a couple of moments, and I want to know what your go-to emotion is. Like, where are you right now in your life? And this is okay. This doesn't mean that that's what you live in it, right? But that means that's your baseline. Like, you go back to that quite often, and you may do a lot of work and feel happy a lot of times and feel joyful and feel blissed out. But then something happens or shows up, and that's the place that you go. And what is that? Please, if you would, share it in the comments or in the chat. You can do it privately to me if you don't want other people to know, but I guarantee you that you're not alone and that we all have them. And so when we learn and we can shift and understand how to change those, it's going to really make a difference. So think about that for a second. What is your go-to emotion or emotion? Sometimes we have a couple. And think about something that's a real challenge in your life, and think about how you react to those things. Do you have that reaction of like, yay, no, And sometimes even the hey, no is a cover up for something else. So be real with yourself, right? Like if you're here for transformation, if you're here for healing, be real. It's okay. It's okay wherever you're at. Um, Okay, so Elena says that hers was fear until somebody called that out, and since then, I've been doing a lot of work to reprogram your brain. Yeah, absolutely. And that's always the work, right? Fear is a big one. Fear is a collective. I mean, how many of you? Yeah, and I mean, I've been getting emails for days about whatever happened in DC, and I still to this day don't actually know because I haven't paid attention, and I apologize for anybody that offends, but that's just where I live my life right now. Um, but I have seen every type of reaction from anger to fear to worry about what's happening in our country to this and that. Worry. Okay, so we have worry coming up, right? Just anything like that, like global scale. Like when COVID hit, where was your reaction, right? Like, are you the person that was like everybody's going to die or everybody's going to, like it's okay if you were like there's a lot of stuff going on with that. Me, I was like, that's another thing for us, and to a point where I truly believe that, but I also believe live in a quantum world and I've got pissed off some people and had some people unfriend me and different things like that because of my belief systems around the creation of this. And I've actually had this like download and this aha moment around how, which I think is really powerful, around how some people think that there's this conspiracy theory here, and some people think that there's this, and somebody, right? And then there's some people that think that, like myself, that I'm kind of like, well, it doesn't affect it's not going to affect me at all. Like I'm just not going to get it, whatever. Like I don't live in that world. And then I realized what my aha moment was, and I don't know if I can actually verbalize this or explain this when I got this download, was that every single person is actually right. The people that believe in the conspiracy theory, guess what? That's true. Right? It's true. The people that believe that COVID doesn't exist, that's true. The people that believe that COVID exists and isn't this, it's true, because you are creating your reality in every moment. And the truth is what you see through your eyes and out. So your world around you and everything is there. If we're co-creating, it is truth. There is no lies. They are all truth. And it's like, how do I vibrationally raise out of the truth that I was in over here in the conspiracy theory or the piece or the here to get to a higher level, to get to a different thing where none of us are wrong. So when people are fighting over, you're right, because Trump is this and Biden and this and that, and my experience is this and all that fighting and war and stuff that goes on, they're all right. And it's a whole nother way to look at the world when you realize that. And so you can change your emotions when you start to realize that I don't need to have an emotional attachment to these things because everybody's right in their experience of what's happening in the world right now for themselves, for us, for those things. So far I've gotten fear and worry. None of y'all other people out there have go-to emotions. Yeah, I know you do. I know some of you are on driving around like Eric, so you can't really answer, but if you're there and can you answer, you should share some other, because I need you to know what your go-to emotion is to be able to do this exercise with me today. So even if you don't share it with me, that's okay. I just want you to recognize that there is one, and we're going to do a little bit of a healing around it. So think of emotions as chemical residue from past experiences or chemical feedback. So the stronger the emotional quotient from an event in your life, the more the experience leaves a lasting impression in your brain. And that's actually how long-term memories are formed. So if learning means making new connections in your brain, memories are when you maintain the connections. So this go-to emotion, all it is a maintained connection where you keep repeating the same emotion over and it becomes stronger and stronger and it creates ruts in your brain. It's creating this experience and it becomes a sustained long-term relationship. It's an LTR. I know we all, so many people out there like, I want a long-term relationship. How about not with that? Right? Not with that emotion. So the trick with when you have bad experiences or things that create this emotional baggage is you want to discard the emotional baggage while extracting the lesson, right? Extracting that lesson. And that's when what will really help us to get into shifting. I can guarantee and tell you that if you can, that with, and law of attraction talks about this, right? With like vibration, if somebody, like, what does that really mean? Stay high vibe, or you hear the word high vibes all the time, or high vibration, or things like that. When you start to react differently with new emotions to the same stuff that you're reacting to in a different way over here, things will shift in your life as if by magic, right? I say that phrase a lot, as if by magic. But if you're over here and you're always worrying, law of attraction says what? I worry, I create more worry. I feel guilty, I create more things that are going to make me feel guilty, right? So if I feel joy, guess what's going to happen? More things that feel joy in your life. So I'm going to be super honest with you. I'm going to tell you something today. Like, I've been in this great, like, it's flow. Things have been happening, all sorts of really cool stuff. But I was in my bank account today for my business account, and I was going through some transactions for December, and I'm looking at it, and I got some overdraft charges because and I called the bank because I was like, I don't understand how I have money in the bank, but I have overdraft charges. Like, my bank never went into the negative. Like, the daily balances were all in the positive. Well, they explained it to me in the fact that I guess money came out and went in. And so by the time I woke up in the morning, the money was deposited after midnight, but the other came out and whatever, thousands of dollars, and they're missing each other. And so I got these charges. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, I can tell all of you that COVID has sucked for all of us. This has been like this crazy thing. Like, we're all trying to just do the best that we can. I say, I pay real close attention to my business bank account to make sure that it doesn't happen. And I pull friends from somewhere else to make sure if this happens or that or whatever, even my mentor, Dawson Church, was talking about, he was like, at one point in time, he's like, our payroll was coming up. We had to pay $20,000 in payroll. We didn't have it to pay, right? Like, you're like looking at it, you're like, but it manifested and showed up. So I'm explaining this to this woman that I'm on the phone with today, and I'm just happy and I'm joyful and I'm in this really great mode. You know what she did? She went back over my whole year and found every charge that I had had for some weird thing. She gave me $800 back. $800. Well, a bank gave me back $800 that I didn't even know I was missing from like incidental charges and stuff, just because I was joyful in this vibrational mode, and I wasn't expecting to get money back. I was just calling to figure out why this stuff was why it had happened the way that it had. And I was just in a really great space. Now, if I had called in and been like, I want my money back, and I'm worried about where the money was going to come from for my next thing and stuff, I guarantee you she would not have done that at all. Like, how many, right? So that's the emotion. So this is where you create things out of nothing. I created something out of nothing. I got $800 out of thin air from something I would have never expected. And it was from a bank of all things, right? I'm getting really warm. Hold on. I have a hat on because I'm going to tell you a secret. I didn't want to do my hair. Okay. And so emotion, right? So let's get into that. So today what I'm going to do is I want you to be learning to shift into a new emotion. So you have this old emotion over here that you don't like, right? And then we have a new one. If you could have a go-to emotion that you wanted to have all the time, what would it be? Start with something simple. So if you can't get to like bliss isn't there yet for you, and that sounds super far out, what would it be? Would it be joy? Would it be happy? Would it be peace? Would it be calm? Would it just be like, my first one was peace. When I decided to do this work in 2017, I just wanted to feel peace. Like, I didn't know what peace was, had so much chaos. And even at that point in my life, I was super successful doing all this stuff and whatever, but I wasn't peaceful. I didn't even know what that was. So peace was my first one. So whatever that is for you, really find that, because what we're going to do today is we're going to take some time a little bit here, and we're going to take that old emotion and we're going to put the new emotion over top of it and get rid of it. Okay. Awesome. So, so let's start. And I'm first going to take you into the good emotion. Let's see if I got anybody. Let's see. Okay. So we got another for the bad emotion, guilt and disappointment. So now let me know, what do you want your new emotion to be? So you can put that in the chat. What do you want that new emotion to be? Do you want to feel peace? Do you want to feel joy, gratitude, appreciation? Awesome. Peace. Yeah. Free. Oh, freedom. I love free. Yeah. Free is one of mine that I feel all the time now too. I really love that one. Okay. Fulfilled. These are great. Joy. Awesome. Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I want you to close your eyes. And I'm going to find a little bit of, a little bit of background music that doesn't have words, so that we can do this without words, because it always makes it nice and not too loud for those that have trouble just hearing me over it. Okay. And I want you to close your eyes and just imagine. So whatever your word is that you want to feel, if it's freedom, fulfilled, peace, gratitude, joy, I want you to go to, hopefully there's been at least one moment in your life where you have felt the feeling that you want to feel as part of your all-time experience. So just close your eyes, and I want you to just start to drift and imagine and go to that event in your life. Go to that moment, that event that brought this feeling to you. Just start to see it in your mind, or feel it, or sense it, or notice it, whatever your way of perceiving is that works for you. Everybody perceives in a different way. And just remember that event, conjure up that memory of that experience that brought this feeling to your life. And if you feel like you're making it up, then make it up. That's okay. Doesn't matter. We all have imaginations. You have to have an imagination to do anything. It's how you, even if you want to travel, you have an imagination of what it's going to be like before you get there, right? So just feeling that feeling, conjuring it up into your body. And now as you start to remember that moment, conjuring up that memory, you start to notice where you feel it in your body. Where do you feel it in your body? And just start to tap into that part of yourself. And now start to notice, does it have a color? What color is it? What color is this emotion that you want to have in your daily life? Start to bring more of that color into your existence and your experience. Notice what it is. I like to get reminders of the color and bring them into my home, into my mind. Mine right now is a horseradish yellow. It's like super awesome. And I've been getting all sorts of like towels in that color and rugs. Great. What way does it move? Does it have a movement? Does it go side to side, up and down? Does it swirl around? Just notice. Notice how it moves. Start to allow it to grow bigger and bigger, and just noticing and feeling that. So it starts to encompass your whole beingness, your whole experience, your knowingness. Feel it in your body. See the colors, feel the movement. Just notice how joyful or calm or appreciative or fulfilled you feel right now by accessing this. It's that easy. To start to bring this into your every moment and every experience and every part of your life. Just start to bring that up and turn that dial up to a 9 or a 10. Notice it, feel it. Is this something that you want to feel daily? Then you need to repeat this so that the repetition neurochemically conditions the mind and body to work so this becomes automatic. And now I want you, as you're sitting here in this positive feeling, start to notice the timeline that's your life. Start to see your future spreading out in front of you, and imagining that you have a garden hose or a fire truck hose, and this color, this feeling, this energy, and it starts shooting and spraying out of that garden hose, and you're just shooting it towards your future, all over it, letting it fly and fall. Use your imagination here. Work with me. Really see it going over all of your future into every moment of your experience. Feeling it in, noticing it. And just let those positive feelings start to spin faster and faster, and let the colors become more and more intense, and let these positive feelings and colors spin so fast that they start to fill up your whole body, and feel and see and notice how these feelings fill all of you, and how they wash away anything that you came here with, anything from the day, until you're completely filled with pure positive feelings and colors. And let them keep expanding so that they start to fill the area around you too. When you have experiences in your life and emotions, they actually create signatures in the actual field in your home around you. So if you have an argument in your bedroom, that signature lays there. You want to clear that. You want to change that energy. If you're on a call and you're worried, that energy sits in that space. So start to expand that feeling around you. Allow these positive colors and feelings to expand even more. And still, if you're holding that sacred hose pipe in your hands, again, just allowing those feelings, and notice those positive colors start to flow into that hose pipe, and turn that hose pipe towards your past, and let the positive colors flow inside your past, and then turn it and let it go to your future, so that your whole past and your whole future becomes filled with positive and good feelings. Because remember, everything is happening right now. Just because you see it as past and future does not mean that it is different. Let these positive colors exist within you in abundance. And now turn that hose pipe towards the now, and fill your present moment with this. Whatever feelings and challenges that have been bringing around to you, just let them start to dissipate and fall away. Honing in to that feeling. Beautiful. Good job, everyone. Nice. See how simple it is to just bring yourself to a feeling, and noticing so quickly how we can shift our emotions and our feelings and allow that to change for us. Great job, everyone, and welcome back, coming back to this space and this time and now. Now, what I do in our programs that is a little different than what I did today is that I will take you I'll take you in, and I'll actually have you heal a negative emotion or an experience or an event or a thing that's happened, and wash it over with a new experience. But because you guys are on a free thing, I don't know enough about you, and I haven't tapped into your energy enough, and I'm not going to take you into a negative experience in this thing to heal that. If you want to do that kind of healing and stuff, come into one of our other things, because I need to hold you in a safer container than what this is for that. I can bring you into the positive. I can pull that stuff in for you. I can show you that, but I'm not going to on something like this where I don't know enough about you to pull you into a negative experience or something like that to heal it at this time. But just know that the process that I use, one of them, the techniques of emotion coding, is really powerful for that. The first time that I ever shared this process live and did it, for a bunch of people. It was in 2015. And I was at an event in New York City, and it was alive, about 30, 40 women that came to join me. And we did my soul sourcing process in this emotion coding. And there was a woman in there that had been trafficked. She had been in sex trafficking for many, many years of her life, believe it, she'd been sold in by her parents or something. I don't remember anymore. It's been a long time ago. And she did this process, and she never said anything to me at the event. Lots of women came up and said different things to me and thank you. And, people were crying and stuff. 6 months later, she posted a thing from CNN. It was like the CNN Heroes of the Year. And it was like January when they did the CNN Heroes, and they were talking about trafficking and human trafficking. And she said, because of this process and this one event that I came to with Melissa Binkley, my whole life has changed and healed. And it was because of literally what we're doing now. And she ended up coming in and training in our programs and doing a lot of stuff back then. And so that was years ago. So I know the power of this. I've worked with PTSD and trafficking and all sorts of, and all sorts of other like veterans and stuff. And such a simple process as this is so powerful. And you can really tap into healing. So healing through emotion coding is a powerful quantum healing technique that will really change your lives. So I hope that you got to a feeling of what it feels like to kind of notice it right now. But it's even more powerful when you can actually let go of and shift out that old traumatic trigger, because it will actually turn off PTSD triggers and stuff when you can use that with that in those combinations together. And it's great for things like addiction and stuff like that too. Like Elena, she took that course and it, uses a lot of these processes and things in her stuff. So I know how wonderful that can be in the changes. So this is day 5 of the Quantum Healing Quick Start. So you're 5 days into your 30-day challenge of really shifting and changing your lives and using these techniques in a really amazing way. The course this week, what is it called on YouTube? It's called the January Quick Start, Denise. If you go to my YouTube channel, if you missed one of these days and want to catch up, or there I have about 30 meditations on there too. A lot of different things you're welcome go over. It's called this week, it's called the January something Quick Start Quantum Healing, or quantum healing, something like that. Yeah. So you can find those on there and go back in and look at that. And if you want to move forward and join us for this weekend, it's not the weekend, it's Sunday and Monday. It's the Quantum Healing Immersion. We will be putting you in the vortex and helping you to heal things instantly and show you how to create miracles and all of that amazing stuff. Thank you, Eric. And all of those things, and that's the start. That's the kickoff. I'm so excited of our 6-month quantum healing training that starts. Is the body code and emotion code your main modalities that you use? No, I do not do body code and emotion code. Those are another program and something that is taught by someone else. This is my emotion coding is my own process. That is not what you're talking about, Daniel. Body code and emotion code. That is actually, I actually have somebody that does body code and emotion code on me. And that's a whole nother thing. Not even my stuff. That has nothing to do with what I do. But I love it. And it's amazing stuff. And I love that stuff too. And I actually have somebody that I work with that comes in and does the body code and the emotion code with me. And so thank you for asking. No, the quantum healing work is different. And some people ask, is it like Reiki? It is not. I wish that the best way I could say is you can come on and experience it. I wish somebody was on here that, let's see, is Benjamin's on here. He might be able to, tell a little bit about, Benjamin, you want to come on and chat for a second? Are you available? Because I'm trying to see if anybody else that's in one of my other programs that's in the actual done the quantum healing work that can share what they feel is a little bit different about it compared to like other stuff that they've probably tried, or energy stuff. Hi, dear.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just running around trying to get things done. The TV was really loud, so I had to run to the other room.
Yeah, totally understand. hold on, I'm trying to give you, let's see. Oh, there we go. Spotlight. Yay. So that they can see you. Okay, awesome. So Ben came into our program and had stage 4 cancer when he started. And he's had all these amazing, incredible experiences and changes and healing. And now he's coming in to do our quantum healing 6-month immersion. But you were in the 2-day retreat in December. And I have a lot of people saying, well, is it like Reiki or is it like this? And I'm like, no, it's not. And I'm one of those people, because I teach it, I'm not always the best to be like, but since you're somebody that's experienced it, what do you notice, or what do you experience, or what can you share with people about your experience of the work that we teach?
Well, yeah, it's not like Reiki. Uh, it just helped me get into some really deep emotional things in my life, and was able to let loose and let it go.
Yeah.
It's very spiritual, very healing.
Very healing. Yeah. It's really hard. Like I said, it's hard to understand. Like, that's why I did this 5 days here, right? To kind of give you guys a touch and a piece. And so you can understand and kind of feel out what it is. Because it's not with what we're doing. And what I explain is that with quantum healing is we are bringing the field into your body. You're bringing in source into your body and then emanating out that healing from within. So we're creating a signature of wholeness within, instead of, instead of tapping in and using like Reiki, or like something's coming through me and I'm using that energy, we are creating the signature of wholeness and working that into your body so that you're healing at a core level on a different way. The energy for, I wish I had like Barbara or somebody on here that's also a Reiki practitioner who's taking our course, or who has done other healing modalities, that so she could explain, because they had a really, or Michelle, is Michelle on here today? She was on here yesterday. No, because Michelle's also felt the difference in that. So that, I hope that helps a little bit, Daniel. I know that a lot of people say, I say the best thing to do is experience it, try it, see, feel more of it, and and that allows you to kind of experience it. That's why I did these 5 days. So it really helps to tap into that. Also, almost every Thursday at 8 a.m. I do a quantum healings and transmissions. We might be changing the time so that some other people could go on it. It will not be this next Thursday, next week. Because I did the 5 days this week and I'm traveling at that time next week. But that's also another way to come and feel the energy of the stuff that we're doing. So here, I'm going to give you guys today. Oh, that's the YouTube over there where let me. So if you want to know more here, you can go look at this here. So go over to this page. I forgot that I had this available for everyone. If you want to go look at, it gives you a little bit more information about the retreat, the 2-day retreat. It doesn't talk about the 6-month immersion, but it gives more information about the 2-day retreat that starts on Sunday, and gives you a thing. And again, if you have questions or want to chat with me personally about it before, if you are interested in signing up, then you can email me at melissa@melissabinkley.com before Sunday, obviously, and we can chat about it. And that's it. I'm so excited to see you guys on Sunday. Yay. Bye, everyone. Have a lovely evening and happy Friday. Okay. Talk soon.